All right, so if you followed all the steps so far, by now you should have your entire deployment ready to go. What does this mean? Well, in your Bicep file, you should have the parameters set up with some default values right above. Then below that, you should have your new resources that you're going to create with the configurations that you need. Now, you don't necessarily have to use what I've set up, so if you want to tweak it, then you're more than welcome to do so. We should also have two JSON files. First is the parameters.json, which is going to help us, which is going to be used to emulate a production environment deployment. And then there's the test one, which of course is going to do the same, but for a testing environment. And it's worth mentioning that if you haven't been following so far and you're just here to learn how to deploy a Bicep file using parameters, then you should stick around because that's exactly what I'm going to show you. To get started, we first need to authenticate ourselves with Azure CLI. So to do that, run Azure login, which should open another tab. Once you're logged in, you should get a message saying you have logged into Microsoft Azure. Whoop-de-doo. Then what we need to do is find the subscription ID under which we've created this resource group, because what we're going to be doing is deploy these resources to this resource group, but essentially the resource group is hosted under a subscription. So the account needs to know where to get this resource group from. And to do that, we're going to run Azure account set -- subscription, and here you'd insert your subscription ID, but instead I've set it up as a variable, so I'm going to say sub ID variable, which is what I've said before. All right, cool. So far, so good. Now, that's pretty much it for the preparation. Next up, we'll deploy our Bicep. We're going to do this with the deployment group create command. We're going to specify the resource group with this tag, the Bicep file with this tag, and the parameters file with this tag. And finally, we're going to use the confirm with what if tag to basically let the system know that we'd like to first preview everything that you're going to do, all the changes you're going to make, and only if we confirm, you're allowed to continue. Otherwise, we're going to cancel the entire deployment. Great. Another good thing about this confirm with what if tag is that if you have any syntax errors or overall file construction issues, it's going to come back right away without you having to waste your time and go through the entire process just to find out at the end. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to create 3 new resources with these settings. That's perfect. And yeah, that looks good to me. Let's continue. All right, it started. So that's not good enough for me. I want to see what's happening behind the scenes, don't you? So let's go and look at the actual resource group. Let's head over to deployments. Oh, cool, I can see it here. Let's see, it's in progress. That's great. It's already created the service plan. All right, already created the web app as well. But there should be a third piece, which is the source control, which is the resource that's going to take the code from the repository and push it to this app service. Now, if you actually go look at the default domain, it should be something like, hey, this is under construction. Awesome. So it's saying, hey, I'm waiting for your content. Come on, push it. There we go. Sorry, I may have gone through this really quick. So the URL can be found under default domain. Let's see, is it complete yet? Nope. Now it's complete. Let's go there. All right, so now this is the same URL, except I'm going to refresh. Hopefully, there we go. Now we have the code pushed and it says hello world from the test branch. How easy was that?